This one concept, effective velocity, can make you sound like you actually know what you're talking about when it comes to being a hitting coach or even a pitching coach. This one concept will open up an entire door of new possibilities for you as a coach, and once you understand it, it's actually really simple. This term, effective velocity, was first coined by Perry Husband, and his theory was that pitches on the outer half of the plate, since you have more time to hit it, you have to let it travel further, will appear to be slower than pitches on the inner half of the plate where you have to catch the ball out in front. So, example, a 90-mile-an-hour fastball right down the middle might be 90 miles an hour, but as the effective velocity, how much time you have as a hitter, on an outside fastball would be more like 88 miles an hour, even if it's the same speed. In the same sense, if that pitch is inside, you have even less time, and so now that 90-mile-an-hour fastball down the middle feels more like 92 on the inner half of the plate. Now, these numbers are just rough estimates, but bear with me because it gets better. Not only does this matter from outside to inside, this also matters up to down, and there's a couple reasons for this. One is because of a horizontal-vertical illusion. Pitches that are lower appear to be faster than pitches that are higher, and so as a result, we're generally earlier, which effectively makes the ball seem slower. And so it's a lot there, but all you have to remember is pitches that are down in the zone appear to be slower than pitches that are up in the zone, or effectively seem slower. And so as a result, what we have is pitches that are down and away can be up to 4 to 6 miles an hour slower or seemingly slower than pitches that are down the middle. So what this means for us as a hitter is that if we are, say, sitting on a 90-mile-an-hour fastball down the middle, and then we get a 90-mile-an-hour fastball that's down and away, odds are we are going to be too early. Our contact point's going to be out in front, and we're going to be early on this pitch. Another factor with the whole vertical, up and down, another factor is actually gravity, right? Like on the low pitch, gravity is pulling our bat down. It actually speeds up our bat just a little bit, which again might be another reason why we're early on pitches down in the zone. So because of effective velocity, we can learn that certain pitches, not all pitches are created equal, even if they are the same speed. So another note with this is the pitch that's up and in, not only do we not have gravity helping us, we also have to get that pitch way out in front. And so on a pitch that's up and in, a 90-mile-an-hour fastball might now seem like 94 or 96. That's why you have pitchers back in the day like Greg Maddux who didn't necessarily throw that hard, but the way that he used the zones and leveraged effective velocity made it extremely difficult to hit because the differential between pitch speeds seemed to be so great. Maybe his fastball and his changeup were only 4 to 6 mile an hour difference, but that 4 to 6 mile an hour maybe felt like 12 miles an hour based on the difference in location. And so that's where, as a hitter or as a pitcher, it is so important to understand effective velocity because it informs what kind of pitches we should be throwing, and it also informs what kind of pitches we should be attacking as a hitter. So that's a lot there, but look at this chart here. This is a chart that shows basically a rough estimate of effective velocity. So as you see, up and in is 4 miles an hour faster than a pitch that's down the middle. And a pitch that's down and away is 4 miles an hour slower than a pitch that's down the middle. So as you can see, you can have the same speed of pitch, but a seemingly 8 mile an hour difference between up and in versus low and away. Now, those numbers are a little bit more level when we go down and in and up and away. And reason for that is on the pitch that's up and the way, we have to let it travel more. So even though the pitch is up and we seemingly have less time, we do have to let it travel a little more, and it all evens out. Now, the same thing is true about the low and in pitch. On the low and in pitch, we have a little bit more time because of the illusion that we talked about earlier, and also because gravity is pulling the bat down. The result is the down and in pitch ends up being a very similar effective velocity to the pitch that's down the middle. So when we're working across the zone from up and away to down and in, we're working with very similar numbers as far as effective velocity, but when we're working up and in to low and away, that's where there's a huge differential in perceived speed. So that's where, gosh, if you're a pitcher, follow up an up and in fastball with a low and away changeup, right? Maybe there's a 6 mile an hour difference in the actual speed of the pitch, and then on top of that, you add on the difference in effective velocity, which is potentially 8 miles an hour. you're now looking at, excuse my math, 14 mile per hour difference between these two pitches. And it's been said that generally speaking, big leaguers can cover a range of 6 to 7 miles per hour at a time. Meaning if I'm sitting on a 90 mile an hour fastball, I could probably cover an 86 mile an hour pitch, and I could probably also cover about a 93 mile an hour pitch. So that's what's been said about what big leaguers can cover. Obviously there's nuance to this. Obviously these numbers aren't exact. But this principle can help inform the way that you call pitches, and it also can inform what pitches you are looking for at the plate. And again, as we are hitting, it is so important to know what you are hunting. If you don't know what you're hunting, then you're going to be a lot worse off, and you're not going to let your athleticism take over. So that's a brief overview of what effective velocity is. But the beautiful thing of it is, once you understand this concept, it's not that hard to start developing strategies on your own of what pitches to look for. Well, that's effective velocity, and the beautiful part of it is once you understand it, it's really simple. There's not that much depth to it, but you can make of it what you want, and you can use it to develop your own strategies at the plate and also on the mound. So, as always, I'm Coach RAC with Headbanger Sports, and we'll see you guys next week.